Thanks for joining the channel, guys. In this video, I'm comparing the Pixel 5a 5G with the Google Pixel 2. Let's go ahead and give you the nitty-gritty on the specs, and then I'll tell you exactly what I think about both of these devices going head-to-head. Let's go ahead and get started. So the Pixel 5a 5G comes with a price of $450, while the Pixel 2, when it launched, had a $650 price tag. So definitely the 5a 5G for the launch price and what you're getting is definitely on the lower end of the price spectrum. It's less than half of a flagship device with a lot going for it. While the Pixel 2, when it launched at $650, while not super expensive as a flagship, it definitely was aimed toward flagship audience. But the $650 price tag closely matches what the iPhone was kind of going for. But price-wise, the 5a 5G packs a lot of punch. Now, the 5a is a 5G device, obviously. Pixel 2 was LTE only. The weight of the Pixel 5a 5G is 6.4 ounces. Pixel 2 was more lightweight at 5 ounces. The Pixel 5a has aluminum frame, aluminum back, and the Pixel 2 aluminum back, aluminum frame. So we got same good build quality. Nothing has really changed from those two, although there's a difference of 4 years. These devices are 4 years apart. Pixel 2 was launched in 2017, 5a launching in 2021. Both of these do have an eSIM inside, and both of these have IP67 dust and water resistance, good for 1 meter for 30 minutes. So yeah, definitely these phones are sharing a lot in common with a mid-range to flagship level specs so far. For the display, you had an OLED in the Pixel 5a, AMOLED on the Pixel 2, 5a 6.3-inch screen, Pixel 2 5 inches, 5a 85% screen to body ratio, Pixel 2 68% screen to body ratio. Both come with 1080p screens, over 400 ppi in both of these. And both of these have always on display. Now for the software, 5a launched with Android 11. Pixel 2 launched with Android 8, but also has Android 11 currently and will not get upgraded. For the chipset, 5a has 765G Snapdragon, Pixel 2 835 Snapdragon. Neither of these have expandable storage, with internal storage coming in at 128 for the 5a, starting 64 gigs for the Pixel 2. Main camera setup. 5a has 2 cameras on the back, 12 megapixel main, 16 megapixel ultra wide. Pixel 2 only a single 12 megapixel camera, both shoot in 4K. Selfie camera, same setup, 8 megapixel shooter, shooting at 1080p. The 5a and the Pixel 2 both have stereo speakers, with the 5a having the headphone jack while the Pixel 2 does not have it. You got Bluetooth 5.0 on both of these, NFC on both, USB Type-C charging port for both. Both have rear-mounted fingerprint readers. Now for the battery, very different. 5a has a 4,680 milliamp battery, Pixel 2 2,700 milliamp battery, with 18-watt fast charging on the 5a, 10.5-watt charging on the Pixel 2. After going through the spec of both of these devices, let's kind of compare and see what stands out. So like I was saying before, the Pixel 5a 5G has a price that's gearing towards mid-range, but you're getting a lot of flagship level features. The Pixel 2 was straight up a flagship device when it was launched. It had the same processor as, I believe, the Galaxy S8. So it's on the level with a flagship processor. Now you're getting 5G with the 5a. LTE, when the Pixel 2 was launched, was, it was still dominant. There was no 5G really when it was launched. 4 years separate these devices. I mean, the Pixel 2 has going for it, it weighs a lot less at 5 ounces. Both of these still have the same kind of build quality, although I prefer to cover the phones up in a case. Both have the eSIM. I believe the Pixel 2 was the first phone to come out with eSIM on a Pixel. And they both have dust and water resistance. So although you know, these devices came out 4 years apart, they still have the same dust and water resistance. So good for people out in the pool and outside and stuff. Now, and this is where you start to get a couple of differences. The screen is way smaller in the Pixel 2, and you got huge bezels on there. Resolution stays the same. Always on stays the same. Software, that's a big difference. Pixel 5a 5G will be good for 3 years, getting Android 12, 13, and 14. Pixel 2, no more updates on that phone. The last one I got was Android 11. Processor and the chipset. So the Pixel 5a 5G has a pretty good processor, but it's not high-end. The Pixel 2, today in 2021, the Snapdragon 835 is old, and it won't hold up to today's standards with today's chips of the Snapdragon 888, but it still performs very, very well, especially in 2021. For most apps, it's not going to be a powerhouse by any means, but it'll be better than some mid-range phones. And compared to the 765G processor, it holds up pretty well. And you'll see similar performance on both of these chipsets. Although one, you know, this is the good thing about having an old flagship processor versus a kind of mid-range new processor. Now, where you're going to see another difference is going to be in the storage area. Now, 128 gigs is the new normal, even on the low end of phones, while 64 gigs does seem pretty low for a flagship to today's standards. And the camera, this is going to hold up very well. The Pixel 2 and the Pixel 5a 5G, apart from the ultra-wide camera, these will be very similar. Both of them are very good. It's pretty much the same type of camera from the Pixel 2 in the Pixel 5a. You're going to take good pictures and good videos in low light and in bright light and smooth video. Same exact camera setup on the selfie side. Headphone jack not found on the Pixel 2, but they brought it back on the Pixel 5a 5G. Not such a big improvement, but it shows the Pixel 2 shows its age when it was trying to copy the iPhone 7. Bluetooth is the same. You'll happily connect to headphones and smartwatches and wireless speakers. Both of these have NFC, no change there. USB-C port, nothing changed there. Surprisingly, both of these still have the rear mounted fingerprint reader, which is perfectly fine. It just goes to show how reliable and well known the rear mounted fingerprint reader is. I do not like the in-display fingerprint readers because they're sometimes iffy. And one huge difference is, the battery. You're getting way better battery life on the Pixel 5a 5G. Finally, the Pixel has good battery life for up to 2 days. Pixel 2, man, it really shows how crappy battery life was on the Pixels. 2700 milliamps, that's like, man, 2010 types, that's long in the tooth. You can't get anywhere over 2700 milliamps. I mean, that's gonna last you not even half a day. So definitely that's a big thing that doesn't hold up good in 2021 is the Pixel 2's battery life. And you get fast charging at 18 watts on the Pixel 5a, which is very nice. No real fast charging on the Pixel 2, but I digress. But yeah, for the most part, looks wise and everything, the Pixel 2 has big bezels. It has an old school battery, small battery, but the things that that make it hold up very good is the price. You can get this bad boy for $50, as low as $50. So you can get like 8 of these phones for the price of a Pixel 5a 5G. And the software is not really old, although it's not going to get updated to Android 12. It has Android 11, which is what the Pixel 5a 5G launched with. So it just goes to show that an old school flagship goes a long way in 2021. Cameras are going to be about the same on these devices. But yeah, you're definitely this phone cannot be used for a day-to-day device. The battery is just too damn small. Processor is pretty good. Everything else is almost the same. I mean, everyday apps, Twitter, social media, WhatsApp, shooting video, gaming, light gaming like Dead Trigger and Grand Theft Auto, and all those type of games, those light gaming apps will do very good on these devices. Maps, Bluetooth, what is it called, a hotspot, all those type of things, maps, calendars, you know, any of those everyday things, you won't notice drop in performance from the Pixel 2. So yeah, the Pixel 5a 5G has really cemented itself as probably the best phone that you could get for your money. It's a flagship device in a mid-range price point. While the Pixel 2, if you want to pick one up for $50, and you want that clean Pixel experience, it's not such a bad device, even if it's gonna have no more updates. But it just shows that Pixels have gotten more value. They're squeezing more value out of them, and but it also shows how even the old school Pixels are sticking to that trend of having good specs even back in the day. But there are some ways that it had to improve, especially in the battery life department. But tell me what you guys think. Do you still have the Pixel 2? Are you interested in how these devices compare in the real world? I would love to hear your thoughts on this subject. Thanks for watching the video. I hope to see you soon in the next video. Take care. Peace.